So hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I'm going to teach you about the Django ORM. So in full it is Object Relational Mapping. So Object Relational Mapping is a layer that allows you to interact with your database using Python code. So instead of writing SQL queries, we'll just be writing Python code, so you don't have to master SQL and Python separately. You can just code in Python and forget about the SQL part. So this is good because it's always difficult to master many languages at the same time. So with the object relational mapping, you'll only be mastering Python and not the SQL. Okay, so in this tutorial I'll be using the project we created in the previous tutorial, so Django user accounts. So you don't have to know everything about it. I'll tell you about what you need to know. So let me open it in Visual Studio Code. So code dot okay, once you are here, we want to be focusing on all these things. Forget about them. So I'll close all of these. Then our main focus is on the model part. So inside our test app, open the models, then we need to create a model. So let's say the website is a blog, so we'll have article. So class article, so it will inherit from models. This one that has been imported by default in Django dot model, capital M. So this model has many classes in it, and one of them is the model class, which will be inheriting in our article class. So what happens in Django models, every class represents a table in SQL. So if you say class article and you add this one, it means this one will convert this our article into a table in the database. So every class in the models file represents a table in the database. So we need fields. So an article can have a name. So name models dot char field. Then we can give it max length of 200. So this is like saying create table article. Then the table attributes are name with let's say this is varchar, the max length of, let me say, 200. The next field we can add is body. So body models dot text field. So this is like a big char field. It can be translated also as varchar in the database. So let me say max length of 500. Instead of name, let me call this title. Then date added, so let me add the author. So I won't be linking it with the database, so let me just add a char field, models dot char field I don't want to link it with the author table at the moment, so with the user table, sorry, I don't want to link it with the user table, so we'll just hard code the author manually. So max length is equal to, let's say, 100. Then an article can have date added is equals to models dot date time field. Then inside you can add auto now add equals to true. So this means that you won't be typing the date manually. Whenever you create an article, it will be automatically added. Okay, so we have our table, which is a class in Django. So once you've created this, what else do you need? So once you've created that, you must make migration. So first let me activate my virtual environment using, I'm using Windows, so it is /venv/scripts/activate and press enter. So you'll see this venv. So to interact with our model, first we must make migrations. So that will translate this class into a table in the database. So to do that, we'll run the command python manage.py make migrations. Press enter. And whenever you add any field here, you must also make migrations, because this command is what translates our class into the table in the database. So once you've made migrations, you can migrate now. Python manage.py migrate. Great. So this one moves the data into the database. Okay. Once that is done, you can now, so we want to query our database to see the results, and we'll also be able to create new articles. So to do that, let's type the command python manage.py shell. This one will give us an interactive shell that we can use to test our database. So remember, this is only for test purposes. If you want to make the database live, you'll be using the web version. So like the admin panel to change data and such things. So here we'll import this model. So where is it located? So at the moment we are in Django user account. So we'll go to test app.models. So from test app.models import article. Okay, the article is imported. So sorry, you can't clear it there. So once you've imported it, so we have this. So these are the queries we can run. So first we can create objects using models.objects.create. So this one translates to insert into table command in the SQL. So this one is the same as this one in SQL. So it takes the create method takes a keyword argument or more keyword arguments. So let's see. So our model is called article. So article dot models dot create. Okay, it's that way. Sorry, objects, not models. So article dot objects dot create. Then in bracket you can say the title equals to, so what is the title? So let's say sports. Then the body, let me say sport is a very good way to become physically fit. Then let's add an author. So let me give it author equals to Vincent. Now let me press enter. So it has been created. So once you've created an object, it is still not saved in the database. So to save it, you will run article, sorry, there's something I've missed. So instead of doing this, I should have said, let me save it in a variable. So article equals to that. So article.objects.create. Then we fill this title, body, and author. The date will be added automatically because of this argument. So now let's press enter. So once that is done, we've created an object, but now we have to save it in the database. So article, the variable, don't use the class, use this variable dot save. So if you press enter, it will be saved in the database. Okay, that's the first command. The first command has been creating. So it is the model, which in our case is article dot objects dot create. Then we add keyword arguments, which are basically name equals to into quotes values. So in our case it is title equals to sports, body equals to the body, and author is equal to the author. So that is done. We've also saved it in the database, so this one is also done. So we can go to the third step, which is querying the database. So this command model.objects.all translates to select all from the table in SQL. So since we've already imported our test app, I won't be importing again, so just say article.objects.all. If you press enter, you should see our new article. So at the moment it doesn't have a good format. So if you want to see the name of the article here, you can add a function inside str self, then return self dot one of these. So I want it to be styled using titles, self dot title. Okay, this one is not a field, it is just a function, so we won't have to run the migrations again. Okay, now if you type article.objects.all and press enter, sorry, let me exit, then rerun, clear, then shell python manage.py shell, then from test app look models import article. So if you type article.objects, objects.all, then press enter, you should see the title, sport and sports. Okay, so once that is done, let's move to the next thing. So filtering. So to filter, the query we use is module.objects.filter, which translates to select all from table name where condition. So this command will be translated in SQL as this one. So let's try it. So our model is article, so if you say article dot, sorry, let me add more articles. So article equals to article dot objects dot create, then title equals to, let's say, politics, then body, let me say some politicians are not corrupt, then what else, the author, let me say equals to Liz. Okay, so that's our second article I'm creating. So article.save. Okay, so let me create a third one. So let me say weather, let me name my article weather, then the title, the body, let me say it might rain tomorrow, then author, let me call it Morris, then press enter, then can save our article using article.save. Okay, now you can query the database using the command article.objects.all, which we mentioned earlier. So sorry, it's not object but objects, so don't forget the S. So you'll see we have an article with the title sports, two articles with the title sports, and one with politics and the other with weather. So this one is like select all from table name. So let's say we want to filter, so select all from table name where, let's say, with the condition. So to do that in Django, you'll say article.objects.filter, then we say, let's say, title equals to politics. So basically this will translate to select all from article where title equals to politics. So let me press enter. You'll see we have only one here. One. What about, let's say, title equal to sports, because we have two. Let's say what it will return. So sports. So it is sports. Press enter. So you'll see we have two articles with the title sports. So I hope you've understood that one. The filtering objects. So the next one will be order by. So order by. So let's check that one. So here, so let me, sorry, clear doesn't work in the shell. So what can I do instead? So now we are looking at ordering objects. So for that, let's say article equals to article dot objects dot, so instead of all we'll say order by underscore by, then in brackets add what you want to order them by. So in my case, let me say date added underscore added. So this one will order them in ascending order with respect to the date added. So let me press enter. Then let me see. Let me remove that one. So it will add, it will return this one. So we started with sports, then another sports, then politics, then weather. What about if we want to start with the last one? So if you want to do that, instead of saying date added, you'll say negative date added. So it will arrange in a descending order. So let me do that. So minus date added. If you return, it will, let me see, should rearrange them in the opposite order. Don't know what's the problem. Let me try with something else. So let me try ordering them with the title. So if you order with the title, it will start with weather, sports, politics, because it will start with the last one in alphabetical order. W is the last, and S, then P. So let me remove the negative. Okay, if you remove the negative, you'll see it will start with, instead of starting with weather, it will start with politics, which was the end in the first one, then sports, then weather. So that works. That is order by, how to use order by in Django. Next is updating objects. So to do that, we'll use the update feature. So that translates with the update command in SQL. So let's say what? We have two sports. Let me see. So let me show you something. So by default, when we added this, by default Django added another field here, which is the ID. So I want to use that one to manipulate one of the sports. So let's say, so let me see, article dot objects dot filter, then id equals to 1. So I want to modify this first spot I added in the database. Then I want to rename its title from sports to, let me say, football. No, sorry. Filter with that, then dot, sorry, close the bracket, then dot update. Then into brackets, now add what we want to update. So title equals to, let me say, football. Then press enter. So I think it has updated that one. So let me see. Let me return objects.all. So the first one is football, the second one is sports, the third one politics, then the fourth one is weather. So lastly, let's look at delete, which translates to delete keyword in SQL. So let me see. So article, let me use a variable to capture the first article in the database. So it's equal to article dot objects dot filter. So id equals to 1. So article dot delete. So that will delete the first article. Now if we return dot objects dot all, it will remove the football. Okay, so I think that's done. I've shown you how to use the Django ORM instead of SQL. So we've covered the creation of objects using the model name dot objects dot create, saving of objects in the database using the object dot save, then querying the database using model dot objects dot all, filtering using the filter keyword, and ordering using the order by method, updating using the update method, and deleting using the delete method. So before I close, I've remembered something. So let me exit the interactive shell and show you how the data we've created will look like in the admin section. So let me exit the interactive shell, clear the terminal, then run our server. So run the server python manage.py run server, press enter. Now if you look at our server, then go to the admin /admin. So we still don't have an account. So to create one, let me open the terminal. Let me activate the virtual environment using scripts activate. So to create a password for the admin section, run python manage.py create super user. If you press enter, it will ask you for the username. So let me name it Vincent with small letters. So it's already taken the database, so let me name it Vin. Email address, let me skip that one, then the password. Type your password. It won't be written for security purposes, but it is updated. Then again, confirm. Okay, super user created successfully. Now if you go to the database and use that one, so you'll see, oh, we didn't add something. So to make them visible in the admin section, we'll open the admin file, then import the article model. So from dot models, because models and the admin are in the same directory, so you'll use dot, which means the same directory. Then models, import article. Okay, then to add it to the admin site, we'll use admin dot site dot register, then article. Okay, let me see. So the server is good. So if I refresh, I'll see the articles. So by Django Django pluralizes the model. So if you open it, you will see the data we added. So we have weather, said it might rain tomorrow. We have the politics and the sports. Okay, so by adding them in the terminal, they were updated in the admin section, but we can also add our own in the admin. So let me add a new article. So let me name it Django ORM. Let me copy something here, copy, let me paste it here. So the author, let me name it Stephen, then save. So you'll see it will be added here. Then if you go to the shell, let me run the shell again, manage .py shell, press enter, then we'll import from test app dot models, import article. So article dot objects dot all. If you check that one at this time, you'll see Django ORM has been added. So I want also to explain where else you can use these Django ORM commands. So the most important part is in the views. So let's say you want to retrieve data from the database in your website. So to do that, you'll have to fetch the data from the database inside your function, then return them in your template. So to do that, let's say we wanted to show some data about the article table in our index page. So to do that, we will do. So first we'll import the article. So views is also in the same directory. So from dot models, import views, no, not views, article. So from dot models, import article, then inside here say let's say articles is equal to article dot objects dot all. So we'll run that command, then inside a context dictionary so we'll say article, sorry, this one should be of article, then we'll pass here article, no, context, then in our index.html file, so it's located here, templates, then index.html, you can go below and say you can query the data will be returned in form of a query set, which is like a list. So inside the template tags you can say for article, which is a variable in the name you gave here, so we gave it articles, so it is not article but articles here. So for article in articles, so to return something from the database you'll say article, then you can end that for loop using end for. So let's see how that will be returned in the home page. So if you view site, you'll see we have this one. Let me return it in form of a paragraph, so article p, let me put this one in the p tag. So if you take a look, you'll see they are arranged in this format. So basically that's it. That's how you can use the Django ORM queries in your Django. That's how they will be helpful in the views if you want to pass data to the templates. So thank you for watching this tutorial.